Yes, sir.
I think also some speakers are missed.
I'm sorry,
Are
sir.
not here. Some speakers are not here as well.
So I'll start. Uh, Greetings, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. E. Myself, Twani Veg, and this session will be moderated by me. It is my honor to welcome you to this session at NICE TEAS 2025 Networking International Conference on Emerging Trends in Expert Applications and Security, a truly global academic initiative hosted by WSG University, Poland, and managed by KK Consultancy. The conference proudly reflects the spirit of global academic integration, strengthened by the presence of esteemed partners JECRC University, Jaipur, IES University, Bhopal, and the community support of Shri Karni Universe College, Jaipur. Our publications partner, Springer Nature, brings scholarly rigor to this initiative through its Scopus-indexed and highly reputed LNNS Series. This year, we have received an overwhelming response from across the globe with over 500 paper submissions, and after eliminating AI generated and plagiarized content and following a rigorous peer review process led by the expert panel of academicians and industry professionals, only the top 90 papers were selected for presentation. Following their successful presentations and based on recommendations from our esteemed session chairs, these papers will now be published by Springer Nature. Without further ado, we are delighted to introduce our session chairs. First, we have Ruggero Sir, Professor of Computer Science at University of Milano, Italy. He is an distinguished academic whose contributions to the field of computer science resonate across international research communities. We are honored to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Before we
Okay.
so I would like to tell the rules to the participants, if I may.
Okay.
So I would like to share instructions for all the paper presenters to ensure a smooth and timely session. Firstly, each presenter will be given 4 to 5 minutes, and it is a request to please stay within the time limit. Briefly cover your research context, objectives, and methodology, key findings, and conclusion. A short Q&A may follow your talk. Keep your responses brief and focused. Keep your mic muted when not speaking and stay for the full session to support the fellow presenters and a virtual photograph at the end of the session, please. So, would you like to say something before starting the session?
I think you already explained everything with great detail, so thank you very much for your explanation. And if you are okay with that, I'd like to start the session.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So, firstly,
Thank
I
you.
would request all the presenters to kindly fill the form which I have shared in the message section. This is an attendance form which needs to be filled by everyone. And I would now like to start the paper presentation with the presentation of the paper code 425. I would like to request Dr. Sujata E. Ma'am to kindly switch on their camera and start their presentation.
Ma'am, I'm not able to open my camera. Shall I start my presentation?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
So,
Is my screen visible?
Ma'am, it is not visible.
Is it visible, ma'am? Ma'am?
It's not.
Ten seconds.
If you
Is it
if you
visible,
would
ma'am?
like to, ma'am, it is not visible. Ma'am, if you would like to take your time, I can call the next presenter first.
Is it visible now, ma'am?
Ma'am, it is not visible.
Yes, ma'am. I will rectify my error and come back, ma'am.
No problem. I would
Thank you.
like to invite next presenter for the day, presenting the paper titled AI-driven transformation in fashion e-business, a comparative study of global benchmarks and Zudio's Jaipur-specific innovation strategy under the code 647. I request the presenter to kindly take the virtual stage if they are present in the meet right now. Dr. Reema Singh, ma'am, if you are present, please switch on your camera and mic.
Very good afternoon to all of the dignitaries over here. So, please, give me a moment, please, so I can connect my PPT on this virtual mode.
Sure, ma'am.
Only a second, ma'am. Ma'am, there is some technical issue due to that. I'm not present my share my window on a screen. So, could give me a moment, please.
Take your time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
believe
All the participants are having the same issues. Ma'am, I had shared my PPT with you. Can you open in your laptop, ma'am, whether it is shared with you? Kindly check, ma'am, please.
Actually, ma'am, we can't display our PPTs on a screen. The window is not presenting over here.
And is it asking for permission?
No, not at all. Actually, it is not displayed in a window performer.
Can't share your screen. Something went wrong when screen sharing.
Sorry, it is not presented it.
No, ma'am, not able to.
just, I believe now it is possible to display my screen. Like, this is not my paper, ma'am.
I believe Dr. 425, the paper ID, Dr. Sujata ma'am's screen is now visible.
Okay, so can I stop my presentation over here?
Yes, ma'am, you can start your
Okay,
presentation.
okay, fine.
We are really sorry for the delay and the technical issues. Dr. Sujata ma'am, if you can start your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is now visible.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, session chairs. I am Dr. E. Sujata from Savita Engineering College, Chennai. My paper is AI-driven Smart Waste Management System. My paper ID is 425. My co-authors are Dr. S. Palpandi sir, Dr. K. Malati ma'am, Dr. S. Prabhu. Introduction. The objective of the paper I had taken for completing and accomplishing this project is that there are so many improper disposal of waste which leads to soil contamination, and it actually spoils the eco-friendly system, and it increases the green computing issues also. So in order to address this problem, I had created this project which has a combination of AI, deep learning models plus cloud computing for my scalability and location based services. So where do I want to make use of my either in mobile app or web app, the location I want, so I used Gmap, Google Map. This is my intention actually. So there are so many in traditional method, there are so many segregation methods of for recycling too. There are so many segregation methods which has so many problems or limitations in recycling also. In order to address these issues, I have devised this project which enhances waste segregation method, and it makes use of image processing technology. As I said, I'm going to use deep learning cloud computing technologies in addition to Gmap services. So when I use camera, mobile camera, so this will be segregated by recyclable, whether which object is that, which category is that, whether it is compostable or non-recyclable. Environmental asserts like land pollution, resource deficiency, and eco-friendly, bringing up eco-friendly, and as I told you before, green computing. We have so many methods, but I had used these methodologies, and I'm going to also address so this green computing, like greenhouse gas emissions, will also get reduced if we implement this. Due to several reasons, for manually if you do that sorting errors and doing this, I am implementing automation for this. So these are all the existing system where I have conducted efficient literature survey, in which I had identified the technologies and their limitations too, where I found IoT combination of IoT and machine learning, or IoT and cloud based, or blockchain, and little AI based approaches, or IoT machines. So by identifying so many existing systems, so I am focusing on advanced AI technologies, that is deep learning, cloud computing, and some GMAP techniques. So in proposed methodology, I want to focus on building up AI model which supports deep learning, and I use cloud computing technologies for scalability in order to accept so many data set, large data set. Or we can also, in future technologies, we can implement this in large volumes of data. And my performance matrix for this project is concerned: accuracy, recall, ROC, AUC graphs, and F1 score. My focus on this input is the images of this inputs are data sets are plastic, metal, and paper, especially. So the objects are identified and the images are fed only on these categories. It will identify using my algorithm whether it is compostable, like biodegradable or food waste. And it will also identify dangerous and non-purified waste which spoil our land. That is what contamination of soil. So this is my workflow of proposed system where I start and I use a image of this. So image processing technique I use a pre-processing technique in order to reduce the in image. I may have some color image will be converted into grayscale image and ROC. What I wanted to extract exactly the features from that, I use the pre-processing techniques. And I want to classify in ultimate I want to classify what kind of a waste is that, whether it is recyclable or compost or landfill. Compost is meant for only for agriculture purpose. It can be reusable, it can use. For recyclable, it is for paper or metal or any kind of plastic or any kind of you can go for recyclable. I am not going to focus on that. The recyclable industry will make use of that category of the waste which I identified from my project. So landfill also. So the waste which identified non-biodegradable, which contaminates land. So I'm going to identify that. So these three categories are the applications where any industry can take from my project. That is going to be the output of that. Finally, I am going to provide some reduction tips for how the industries can make use of my end product. So this is what my home page, where it suggests so many user interfaces, so which can also be implemented as a mobile app or web portal, websites. So I had used this only for local host, so which is used as which I have implemented and deployed only for a local host. So it is my actually a web app primarily. So this smart waste management system is implemented in addition to cloud computing and GMAP technologies. I had used not a specific deep learning model. I have used a Python code, which is in a hybrid and customized code, which makes use of deep learning technique. It is not only one model which I can speak about or term about or name about that deep learning model. That is why I have not mentioned any deep learning model. I have not specifically used any algorithm at all. So I have used my customized pre-processing code, actually Python code I had used for that. So customized pre-processing, I had used code, Python code. So this is what my output looks like, and you can identify from my, you need basically in a data set. From the data set, I had used a Kaggle data set, but I had used my customized data set also, which has only 50 images. So those 50 images I got from my mobile camera, and from that images are used for validation. And this is what the performance metrics I had obtained from my project as accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and ROC, AOC. So these are listed in statistically 93.6. When compared to other existing system, it is only very few increment, actually, very few enhancement, like 1 point or 2 point some for when compared to other existing system. My intention is that in at least for a future enhancement, I want to include if I use IoT in order to enhance the accuracy and other parameters, or I can use some more added parameters in order to make my project robust and other future demand. So I want to insist these are the, after I conduct a literature survey, I identified that this could be the future enhancement for hybrid combination of IoT sensors, blockchain, and cloud computing and deep learning model, where in this I have used only, out of this four, only two. These are all the accuracy, precision, recall, FM score, and ROC are listed here as a table values which I had obtained from my model. Thank you so much, sir. Any questions?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this presentation. The floor is now open for any questions from the audience or from the session chair. Sir, would you like?
Okay, I'd like to ask you just a curiosity. Since acquiring images is time consuming, how many images did you collect
Only
for
50,
your?
sir. Only 50 from my mobile.
How many?
50 images.
Okay. Okay. Any other question from the other participants?
If there
Okay,
is,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
sir. Thank you, ma'am. If there are no other questions, I would like to invite the presenter presenting the set AI-driven transformation in fashion e-business, a comparative study of global benchmarks and Zudio's Jaipur-specific innovation strategy under the code 647. I request the presenter, Dr. Reema Singh ma'am, to kindly take the virtual stage if your technical issue is now solved.
Ma'am, my presentation is displaying on a screen. Or
And your voice is a little breaking, but your presentation is visible.
now, am I audible to ma'am? Right.
You are audible, just your voice is breaking.
Can I start my presentation over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good afternoon to all of dignitaries and participants over here. So my topic is here that AI-driven transformation in fashion e-business, a comparative study of a global benchmark and Judio's Jaipur specific innovation strategy. As we know very well that we are a part of this like a virtual technology mode. So we are very much connected to each other wherever we are, but we are in a part of that AI based technology today, right? So my presentation is almost similar to that. So here I'm going to present my presentation, which is based on a fashion industry basically. So sweet ma'am. Right. So the first part, my co-author in this article is Dr. Reema Singh, myself, Dr. Reema Singh, Associate Professor in a Podar Business School, and my co-author is a Dr. Vijay Singh Rathore, sir, Professor and a Director of International IES University, Bhopal. And Dr. Tanuja Chan, ma'am, she is also Associate Professor in Department of Management in Jagannath Institute of Management Study, basically belongs to be a Jaipur. Dr. Prabhakar K, that is a head and Department of Management, School of Business, St. Joseph University, Bangalore, and Dr. Pritish Rana, who is a Assistant Professor, Business Administration Department, Commerce, Girls College, Chittorgarh, Rajasthan, in India. So my presentation is basically what in the digital era of artificial intelligence, we all are an integral part of the various sector. So artificial intelligence is also a part of a global fashion industry. So this paper basically explored the various factors of a AI with a focus case analysis of the Judio, which is a fashion industry basically under the umbrella of the Tata Group, which localized the innovation and a marketing strategy in a Jaipur, India. To meet with the international fashion trend and the growing use of the modern artificial intelligence, it is important that today's fashion market focus on a predictive inventory as well as customer personalized and customer satisfaction. So this paper basically explained how Judio, which is a fashion brand, by using AI technology to create a customer focused strategy and improve its services in basically Jaipur city. In this paper also, we are using the statistical test that is based on a chi-square as well as ANOVA, which is applicable on a 295 responded from 5 outlets of the Jaipur to find out the relationship between a demographic and a psychological factor and their impact on a awareness of a AI and customer satisfaction. The study basically explore the demographic factor like age, gender, income, occupations, and their impact on a consumer responses on AI-enabled services. So basically, this paper offers strategic suggestions how AI embedded services can enhance Zudio as an emerging fashion brand, especially in the local retail fashion industry. So in this series, in the era of artificial intelligence, the fashion industry is no exceptional industry where we can emerge AI tool, and by inclusion of this AI artificial intelligence tool, we can enhance the sector market value. So the fashion industry market value as a globally was calculated, that is 1.74 trillion USD in 2023. So through this AI technology services, the fashion industry is significantly transformed from predictive analytic and customized shopping involvement to automated inventory management and key marketing solution. According to the research of the 2025 predictions, the inclusion of AI in a fashion industry market is expected to raise from USD 1.2 billion to over USD 60.57 billion by 2034. And India is not one of the second largest country, which the forecasted of the Indian fashion market is valued that USD 200 billion. It will be achieved by 2030 by inclusion of the AI integration as well as e-commerce accounting as the measures here. So fashion platform like Mintra and Azio is a part of that trend. Reliance Industry has become a pioneer in a AI adoption using machine learning like algorithm for a recommendations engine, trained forecasting and chatbot, which has led to reported 25% increase in a customer retention and revenue. This survey is done by a Vogue Business 2024. As in continuation of this series, the Jutio, a Tata Group brand, has strategically leveraged AI to expand its offline and online products presence. So this paper reflects basically how Zudio is a driving innovation in the fashion industry market in a Jaipur, Rajasthan, a tier 2 city, by increasing digital penetrations and a fashion conscious consumers. This study basically explored how Judio retail fashion houses in Jaipur are using e-business to enhance the customer satisfaction and a perception, aiming for scalability with a global AI benchmark. So here, the various existence literature review, national as well as international, we have discussed or we have mentioned in this article. According to the IndianRetail.com, Siddhant Keswani, who is the founder and a CEO of the Libas, the fashion market in this article titled Revolutioning Fashion Retail, integrating D2C and e-commerce strategy with technological innovation, that he concluded that integration of AI tools and an e-commerce platform is a golden asset for the fashion industry. The reason behind this rise of a D2C and e-commerce strategy in industry is increased due to high influence of the social media platform as a shopping channel. And the main aim of the AI powered social tools fashion industry is to monitor trends, which is useful of a brand building to identify brand believers and customize marketing campaign which will create a brand loyalty to a target customer. Similarly, the various other international literatures review already existed in this relevant topic, and the methodology which we used in this research paper is basically that is a mixed method approach combining quantitative data from industry reports with a qualitative analysis of a Judio's marketing strategy in a Jaipur. Primary data source basically through an Indian retailer and a fashion law journal articles providing insight into Judio's operational tactics and engagement method. The objective of this paper to access the consumer awareness and satisfaction with artificial intelligence driven services at Judio. The next objective of this paper is to examine the relationship between a demographical and psychological factors and consumer perception of AI in a fashion retail houses to compare the satisfaction level across customer groups using statistical tests. So, in a whole of the research paper, we have designed research which is based on a descriptive and a casual comparative research. And the respondent or a sample size in this paper is a 295 respondent. And the outlet of this paper is basically this study is based on a 5 outlet from a Jaipur city, which is situated at the Rajasthan in India, and we have collected 295 respondents from a different outlet in Jaipur city only. The various factor, demographical factor and a psychological factor, which we have considered in this paper, that is based on a demographical factor, that is gender, age, educational level, occupation, and a monthly household income. Similarly, we have classified the psychological variables in different parts like trust in artificial intelligence, openness to technology, perceived ease of a use and perceived usefulness, as well as the brand loyalty. So, for that, tool for the data collection and a hypothesis for my research paper is basically that is based on a structured questionnaire where the 5 point of Likert scale method is adopted and interviews with a floor manager also. The two kind of a statistical tool is a use, that is chi-square test, which is basically to know about the association between a demographic and a AI awareness, and ANOVA is used to comparison of the satisfaction of the customer across a psychological factor. My null hypothesis in this research paper is there is a no significant association between demographic factors and a AI awareness at a Judio center. And the second hypothesis, there is no significant difference in satisfaction level across psychological attributes. The first one hypothesis for that, I just taken one chi-square test apply there, and in a second hypothesis, I applied that ANOVA test. Now, in continuation of this series, the data analysis, from this data analysis, the gender, age, education, occupation, and income. Gender, age, education, occupation, and income. That is basically the 5 categories of the demographical factor. In this demographical factor, that only occupation source water, there is a non-significance association between the demographic factor and AI awareness. So interpretation of this demographical factors are basically gender, age, education, and income significantly influence the awareness of the
I'm
artificial.
sorry to interrupt you, but we are a little short of time. Can you please wrap it up in 2-3
Yeah,
minutes?
definitely, ma'am. So I have completed this within 2 slides, right? Okay. And apart from this, there is a psychological factor. Only the brand loyalty so significant impact on a satisfactions with AI services. Apart from that, all the psychological factors like trust, openness, perceived and perceived usefulness, these all have a significant role to impact on satisfaction with AI. So my finding in this research paper is basically that 81% of the total respondent recognize at least one AI feature in a store, like digital recommendation, inventory alert system, that has been included in the any kind of like improvement of the AI skill, as well as customer at a GT Central Mall. This is one of the outlet in Jaipur. Reported that a higher satisfaction due to better layout and a digital signage. Similarly, education and income level positively influence awareness and satisfaction. And the consumer with a high openness to technology and trust in AI rated Julius AI users above 4 and 5. So this is all about my like finding, and I just wind up my PPTs with a suggestion of a few of the like recommendation, that is target awareness campaign should be there, and interactive kiosk should be there, and the feedback loop via through any kind of a application we have to design regarding for the same, and we have to train the employee for this kind of a inclusion of the AI tool for increase of the fashion industry. So thank you all of you to listening me very patientfully. So this is my whole of the research paper. Any query?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this presentation. And now the floor is open for questions, if any, by our session chair or any audience member.
I have assumption that PowerPoint presenter view doesn't work well with Google Meet, because the second presenter and slides just doesn't change. It just stays on the title page.
I'm really
Just
for
to
that.
let you know.
There is some kind of a technical issues. Due to that, I can't change my slide properly because I have tried. But
No, it's
yeah.
It's a bug with Google Meet, I think, because
Yeah.
there's the second presenter
Thanks.
already.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
May I know the inference from your Jaipur specific innovation strategy?
That the inferences of that my research paper is basically that that inclusion of more and more AI tools and a platform that can enhance
I
our.
focus on, ma'am, you tell me in 2 lines, what is your inference from your innovation strategy identified from this topic?
Actually, this is only the general management topic to know about the awareness skill of the customer towards the AI tool in a fashion industry, basically. So this is a general I don't innovate any kind of algorithm or a Python based coding over
No, no,
here.
no. Okay, ma'am. Okay. After this project, what outcome you are going to give to the? You identified something, no? What is your outcome basically, and where your project works actually?
Actually,
Whom is going to get benefited?
the benefit to the business strategic industry, they have to design or they have to include more AI based tool to their businesses to enhance their customer retention and for a customer loyalty. So they have to include more and more AI tool to retain their customer, basically. So my interpretation is that for more business profit, we need to include AI tool and to train the employee as well to aware the employees regarding for the same AI tool in a business.
That's okay. AI tool they will implement as a business partner or a business employer.
Yeah.
My question is that how your project is going to help for others as an employer, something like that. Since it is an e-commerce platform,
Yeah.
so how it is going to helpful, or what is your future enhancement could be?
For that we need to design some kind of code based or some kind of a like application we have to develop for the same, that we have to retain the customer for these kind of a AI tools. So we need to design such kind of a AI application based like tool which can enhance our businesses too
That's
as
not
well.
my question too, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much.
If there is any other question from anyone, you may ask.
I don't want to go out of time, so thank you.
Okay,
Hello.
sir.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
I have not yet presented my paper ID is 619, madam.
Okay.
Ha, madam.
Okay. Your paper will be at the end of the session. It is in my file.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank
Just
you.
reminded you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. So next, I would like to invite our presenter for face spoof detection on unimodal RGB data using deep residual network under the code 655. I request the presenter to kindly take the virtual stage for the same and begin their presentation if they are present in the meet.
Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, can you see my presentation? Okay, if it doesn't show up, please let me know, because I'm going to
Yes,
start.
sir, your
And
presentation is visible and it
Yes,
is
yes.
also shopping.
okay, today I'll present my paper on topic face spoof detection on unimodal RGB data using deep residual network, and start facial recognition, rapidly advancing form of biometric authentications, is being increasingly adopted across a wide range of sectors. However, with the development of facial recognition technologies, the presentation tasks are also advancing. So this leads to the fact that facial recognition systems face several challenges in detecting spoofing attempts. So many systems struggle with liveness detection, failing to distinguish between a live and spoof faces. So here are the objectives of my research. So first is to evaluate the effectiveness of the ResNet 50 architecture in binary face anti-spoofing classification using a wild face anti-spoofing dataset, to develop a software-based face anti-spoofing solution that does not rely on additional hardware sensors, ensuring compatibility with standard consumer devices, and to determine optimal training configurations through grid research of key hyperparameters, and to assess the impact of data augmentation techniques through an ablation study on model performance. And okay, so current face anti-spoofing research studies show that the most reliable solutions are based on active liveness detection and multimodal approach. So one of the common scenarios for the active liveness detection that are familiar for you are they are used in the such conservative sectors like mobile banking apps or electronic government service. And as how you can see on the slide, this solution is based on challenge response process like head movement and blinking in front of a camera show highest accuracy with 0% of false positive rate, and that means just none of the spoof attack bypass the protection. So while maintaining the high scalability across wide range of devices, since it doesn't require additional sensors, the problem is that the active liveness detection methods require extended user interaction and have limitation in cases like in real-time scenarios or where many subjects must be checked at once. So the second solution is reliable enough to and can do classification without requirement or extended user interaction with the system is multimodal approach. So using different modalities, sensors like depth or infrared inputs can achieve excellent results, but the problem is that they cannot be used in the majority of mobile devices that equipped with RGB camera. So considering all of these limitations, my research based on convolutional neural network with ResNet 50 architecture, the trained on RGB image focus on maintaining high scalability across camera-equipped devices like laptops and smartphones, and the ability to be used passively without user engagement. And the only issue that we have is that accuracy of such system that heavily related on the dataset and the architecture. So, and the early phase of anti-spoofing studies faced overfitting problems. It's when model learns wrong patterns from the training set. So it was due to limited and non-diverse data sets that were released before. But the situation changed when the wild phase anti-spoofing dataset was released. Here you can see and compare datasets of image recorded with RGB camera with more than 1,000 subjects. And in my work, I have used wild phase anti-spoofing dataset released in 2023 with more than 260,000 subjects. So the key features of this dataset is its diversity, because it's captured subject under different conditions like illumination, angles, and it covers different diverse demographics like skin tone, age groups, and genders, and covers 17 types of attacks, and it's 2 times larger than the latest, largest Celeb A spoof dataset. And the last and not the least is that it has 3 images on average per subject, in contrast of 60 in the Celeb A spoof. So here we, for the study, we have used training set from the data set, as both the development and test sets do not include publicly available annotations. So the training set was divided in training, validation, and test with 70, 10, and 20% respectively. So I have used subject level partition to ensure the fair assessment and to prevent data leakage. And I have used balanced representation of attack times, because attack types were highly imbalanced, because some attack types have much more images than the others. And obviously I have used fixed split, so I just splitted it once and just reused the split across all evaluations. So here you can see the preprocessing pipeline. In dataset we have raw image, then we detect face using retina face Python library, then we crop face region just to eliminate some unnecessary noises in the background, and then we align face and resize it to pass it to the model. So methodology, I have used this modern CNN architecture ResNet with 50 layers, and we trained the model using the Adamat optimizer and binary cross entropy loss, because basically my task is just a binary classification, like 0, 1, and spoof leaf. And so ResNet architecture allow us just use bottleneck design instead of simpler basic blocks that reduce the number of parameters and computation. So it just reduce and mitigate Venn gradient problems that frequently occurs when we increase number of layers. So, and for the performance evaluation, we selected the metrics used in ICO standard for face anti-spoofing. It's attack presentation classification error rate, bona fide presentation classification error rate, and average classification error rate. Formulas for the given metrics you can see on the slide. And so the first step is I have done the grid search for key hyperparameters like learning rate and batch size. And here we have 6 combinations, and we just define the most optimal that achieves the best result of a set of average classification error rate. So here is with 0.0001 and 32 batch size with 4.9% of classification error rate. Then we fine-tuned num of epochs that we used, and how we can see as the number of epochs we achieve the best overall performance, achieving the lowest ACR of 3.1%. The tendency when we go to 20 of number of epochs, we just reach overfitting problem. So we just stay on the 10. Then, okay, at ablation study, I have used ablation study just because manual observation showed us misclassification on blurred facial regions caused by motion or camera defocus. So to address this, I have added Gaussian blur as a data augmentation method just to improve robustness under real-world conditions. So we also applied random horizontal flipping with probability of 50%, but it's not significant just impact on our result, because most of the image in our dataset just shot in frontal view of face, so the just mirroring image doesn't make any effect. So, and final test results, here you can see that I have achieved ACR of 2.99%. That's just outstanding performance for unimodal RGB only data without any additional sensors. It can be easily scaled to across different devices like mobile phones, laptops, and tablets. So here is demonstration. That's on the left you can leave samples, and from the right you can spoof samples. It's just replay from the monitor, and at the first glance, human eye cannot just distinguish them, but for the system, for the trained model, it's not a big deal. And about discussion and limitation, the strong performance of our model can be attributed to a balanced distribution of spoof type attacks during partition and effective hyperparameter tuning, and the use of targeted data augmentation that we used. And while the model achieved low ACR on the test set, its generalization to unseen spoofing scenarios remains a challenge. So this highlights the need for future evaluation under cross dataset or open set conditions to ensure robustness in real-world deployments. So in conclusion, the study presented a passive phase anti-spoofing framework based on the CNN architecture, RISNet 50, and designed to operate on RGB imagery without requiring additional hardware. And the WFAS dataset, one of the most extensive and diverse unimodal dataset available currently, and we trained and validated our model using ICO standards. And through research hyperparameters, we find the best hyperparameters for on our validation set, and we applied some data augmentation to significantly enhance the resilience of the model to real-world input variation. And in future work, my aim is to improve the interpretability of model decisions by incorporating pixel-wise auxiliary supervision. It's just increase interpretability because it shows you what part of image, of what part of the image region calls the 0 or 1 answer on the binary classification. So, and also we plan to evaluate cross dataset generalization to assess performance against unknown spoof attack types and explore domain adaptation techniques for enhanced robustness. And thank you for the attention. So if you have some questions, please ask.
Thank you so much, sir, for this presentation. The floor is now open for questions, if any.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you. Which kind of spoofing attack is the most problematic one?
The most problematic one is using deepfakes or injecting video replays directly bypassing just the camera. So we just emulate the camera itself and just translate directly our image or replay. But my solution mostly based on Facebook detection on presentation attacks, like flat images or 3D, because it just captures some unnatural illumination or some highlights and unnatural skin features.
And why did you choose ResNet 50 specifically?
Because it's one of the few architectures that show good results in computer vision, especially in face spoofing tasks. And also we have used 50 layers because the more layers, the more complex features your model learns. And ResNet allows us just to mitigate the problem when we increase these layers, because we have a vanishing gradient problem. And this ResNet just
Okay,
Sir,
thank you
I
for
have
your
only one
answer.
question.
It's enough for me.
intended.
Thank you.
Sir, I have only one question.
Mhm.
Out of your data set, how many times you ran this program and like how many times you validated your data set?
May you repeat the question? How many times I have
You ran the
my
program, executed the program, and
yeah.
how many times you validated your data set?
How many times for 6 combination I have used? So it was 6 iterations overall, but for epochs I have I have one more 3 or 4 iteration. So in overall it's 10 or 9 iterations for this large data set, and I've used Cloud GPU, NVIDIA Tesla A100 for this task.
Do you think it is adequate?
I think it's adequate because the more iteration I have done, it just the results keep stable. So
Okay, sir.
it was validated on test set.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the question. Thank you so much, sir, for
Yeah,
answering
thank you
all
for
the
the question.
questions and this presentation. So, if there are no further questions from the audience or the session chair, I would like to invite our next presenter for the day, presenting the paper titled AI-driven telecom churn prediction using big data analytics tool under the code 617. If the author for this paper is present in the meet, please open your camera and mic. I believe they are not present in the meet, so I would like to move on to
No,
the next.
no, ma'am. I am here.
Okay, I'm really sorry, ma'am. You may open your mic and present the presentation.
Sure. I'm sharing my screen. Wait a minute, ma'am. Ma'am, give me 1 minute only. I'm not able to share my screen. I'm ready, but wait. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, your entire screen is visible. You have shared your entire screen, not the presentation. Yes, now the presentation is also visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Nikita Sharma from Purnima University, Jaipur. I am pleased to present my work title AI driven telecom churn prediction using big data analytical tool. This research has been conducted in collaboration with Dr. Hemlata Jain and Dr. Ajay Khunteta from same university, Purnima University, Jaipur. Our work aimed to use machine learning and big data tools to effective predict customer churn in the telecom sector. Here is the brief overview of our agenda. We will begin with the introduction of churn, then we will go through the churn prediction model steps. After that, we will discuss data description and I will explain our experimental uh, how to I set up my model, then result discussion, and with a conclusion and future direction. Let's start with introduction. First, I will introduce what is churn. Churn is a major concern in the telecom companies. It refers to customers who are likely to discontinue their services and switch to a competitor, another telecom company. Identify such customer early allows telecom companies to intervene and offer retention strategies, thus saving both revenue customer loyalty. Basically, our prediction advantage is to telecom companies that they can timely retention solution saving cost of telecom companies. By using churn prediction, we can find out those customer who is going to churn shortly from that company to another company. In simply terms, we can say churn refers to the loss of customer. Churn prediction is the process to identifying which customer are at risk of leaving. This is a basically classification problem in machine learning where we predict that customer will churn or stay by using the historical data. This is my model. My model follow these structure. First, we collect the data. After that I describe my all the data in next slide. This is my model. First, I collect the data, then clean all the data. After that, I use random forest for classification in Mahout, Apache Mahout. Okay, and I measure my result based on r squared value and mean squared value. Here is the data predict description of my model. Here I used 3,333 subscriber including 21 attributes, means 21 columns are there, and 483 churners, means historical data is there, that there are 3,333 customer are there and 483 customer are switched to another company. We analyze what type of data, what was the reason why they switched one telecom company to another company. Here uh, uh, in this data set I divide all the 21 attributes in grouping way, that demos graphic attributes are state area code, service attributes are international plan, mail plan, voice mail plan, which type of service a customer has taken, what was the account length of that customer, how they connect to a company by using mobile number. After data set, when I take our data set, after next step is data cleaning. I
I remove unnecessary data, remove text field also. I use one-hot encoding to convert the categorical feature into integer. Continuous features also scalized, normalized. Next is I use here random forest algorithm, which is an ensemble learning method composed of many decision trees. It works well for both classification and regression tasks. Here, I split the data set 70% for training and 30% for testing to validate my model performance fairly. This step is crucial to avoid of overfitting or ensure generalization. Here is the setup, how I set up my Apache mode. Basically, Apache Mount is a scalable machine learning tool designed for big data environment. First, I create a Linux user, conc- generate a secure shell key. After that, I install Java, Hadoop. I set up all the Hadoop environment, all the configuration files. After that, I install Mahout application. In Mahout application, I upload all my data set and create a sequence. After that, I copy all the data set into the Hadoop data file system, and this data file system converted into sequence file, and sequence files converted into vector. Then on the vector data set, I train my model and only test on that vector data set. My model achieved an R squared value of 0.998, which is extremely high and indicate that our model can explain 99.8% of the variation in churn. The mean squared error was just 0.1123, which is impressively low. These results show that the random forest regression is highly effective for telecom churn prediction. Here my conclusion to here is to conclude, the random forest model provide excellent prediction accuracy for churn classification. For future work, we plan to use real time and large data set and experiment with other machine learning algorithm like gradient boosting, neural network, deep neural network we can use for enhancing the accuracy. These are some reference. IEEE publication also there that use Mahout and Hadoop. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this presentation. And now the room is again open for questions, if any, by the audience or by our session chair.
Well, I have just a curiosity. You used random forest so you can also analyze the result. In that sense, did you find some specific feature more relevant than the others? For example, I don't know, you told that you grouped the data into different groups. So is there something which is more relevant for your prediction?
Sir, basically plants due to matlab, due to plants like there are a column international plan, which type of plan a customer has taken. Based on if we provide some special type of plan like unlimited data, we model churn prediction basically standard. Here we can say that you are asking about the feature which column is special I identify for this model, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, sir, there is a many international plan, mail plan, voice mail plan, night minutes. What is the charges for international calls? If we provide some specific plan to a customer, they can't switch, so we use that type of plan to that customer, so they can't switch. We firstly identified that customer to those customer who want to switch, and we give that plan to like a 3 months free unlimited data,
Okay.
like that.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the question. Thank you, ma'am, for answering it. If there are no further questions, I would like to move forward with the presentation. Now, I would like to invite the presenter for the paper titled Automated Signal Violation Control and Emergency Response System under the code 658. I request the author to kindly take the virtual stage if they are present in the meet. If the author for this paper under the code 658 is present in the meet, please switch on your mic and camera. I believe they are not present, so I would like to invite our next presenter for the day, titled paper Scalable and Secure IoT Architecture Using Trust-Driven Adaptive Resource Management and Edge Intelligence under the code 661. If the author for this paper is present, please switch on your mic or camera. If they are not present, I would like to invite the next presenter with the title A Multi-Layered Security Framework for Trustworthy Expert Systems Experimental Validation in Healthcare Business and Education under the code 660. Is the author for the code 660 present in the meet?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I am present. I am Dr. Mamta, Assistant Professor. Just now, I am going to present my paper. Just I am going to share my screen.
Okay, ma'am, please take your time.
Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, the paper is visible.
Okay. So Dr. Mamta, going to present my paper. I am Assistant Professor, University of Delhi, and my co-authors are Dr. Manish, Dr. Akanksha, Savita, and Dr. Seema. And today I'm going to present my paper on a multi-layer security framework for trustworthy export systems, experimental validation in healthcare business education. Means I'm going to take data set from healthcare sectors, the business sectors, and the education sectors. So the motivation or the main paper's motivation is your expert systems are actually various AI systems built are black box systems. So we are going to present a multi-layer architecture or framework that will uh, actually explains, actually give insight of that AI model. So the study presents a multi-layered framework combining explainable AI like line or shape, homomorphic encryptions, federated learning, and validations on mimic third data sets, adult income data sets, and educational data sets. And the model's main research contribution basically proposed a multi-layer secure expert system frameworks with explainable AI enhanced transparencies that will increase shape and line technologies up to 30 to 45% attack risk reductions. And that is under the compliance of GDPR's HIPAA, FERPA datas. And the related, I think The related works on this model is basically we have a reviewed work on these systems that shows adversarial attack can decisively medical AI systems into dangerous diagnosis. If we will take a medical data and the AI systems that are applicable in that adversely attacks on that. And the model in when inverses attack can reconstruct sensitive training data from financial sectors, export system. And post hoc explainable AI methods like LIMEs are very vulnerable to adversarial manipulations. And also the GDPR mandatory automation. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am.
And the slides are audible or not? Slides are visible or not?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So we are going to just demonstrate our multi-layer framework that is actually seen, I think that is seen on the screen. This layer has a five layers security frameworks. The first layer demonstrate the first layer is actually the data layer that is strong encryption layers, anonymization techniques, protecting raw data or process data. And the second layer, that is the layer of access layer, that is multi-factor authentication layer. And the third model layer is the model layer, adversarial training model layer. And the fourth is your compliance layer, that automated training data, real-time enforcement layer. And the fifth one is your user trust layer, that is transparent reporting layer. So we have these five layers of uh, framework. And the experimental setups are data sets and the hardware. So we mimic the healthcare data. And our healthcare and unsecured baseline models. And the third point is explainable AI only systems that will explain SAPE and LIME techniques were applied post hoc to baseline, enhancing the interpretability without securing improvements. And the fourth is your security only implementation, homomorphic encryption, in which you can directly encrypt, you can directly send message or the encrypted message. And the fifth point is your hybrid advantages. Then my next result analysis will show the framework is applicable, and the framework result analysis shows the baseline attack access rate is your 58%, that is, and the proposed framework is 12%, and the reduction is your 46% with that mimic third data. And the adult income MIA 41% baseline attack access rate is 41%, and the proposed framework is 8%. So there is a reduction of 33% in this second data set. And the educational data set EduNet is your baseline attack access rate, the graphical is 40%, and the reduction proposed framework is your 4%. And the reduction with this model, the proposed model, is your 36%. And the graphical representation shows there is a reduction in this baseline attack access rate and the proposed framework access attack rate. So the result analysis shows a comparable, explainable, and accuracy trade-offs. Here, the result analysis is trade-off between explainability of AI models and the accuracy of AI models. So this one shows the accuracy and the shape and the latency overhead. What is the latency overhead? The graph shows a 92% accuracy and shape technology has not applicable here on baseline XGBoost machine learning techniques, and latency overhead is 0, and the lime is 92%, and the shape is your 52% of, with latency overhead is 3%. Proposed framework shows, our proposed framework model shows 90% accuracy with shape consistency with 89%, and the latency overhead is I think 7%.
Really sorry to interrupt, but it is a request to kindly wrap the presentation in 1 to 2 minutes because we are a little short of time.
Okay. So these are actually the future predictions. Experimental setups, we have actually used a data set and using in NVIDIA A100 GPUs with PyTorch and TensorFlow. And our model shows a drastic improvement in that. Now the references. Thank you. Any questions? Anything?
Thank you, ma'am, for the presentation. The floor is now open for questions if there are any.
Yes, I just have a curiosity. You were speaking about homomorphic crypto systems. Well, there are many homomorphic crypto system possible implementations. Can you give me some more details on your implementation? It's just a curiosity.
Yes, sir. Homomorphic systems.
Yeah.
Yes, a homomorphic encryption shows. So the drastic improvement with this model. With this model, we have shown you the last the latency and the improvement percentage in our proposed framework.
Okay. It was just a curiosity anyway. Okay.
Yes, sir.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the question.
Ma'am?
Sorry?
Ma'am, I have a question. Can I ask you a question, ma'am?
Sure, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Have you used NVIDIA processor GPU?
Yes, sir. We have. Yes, ma'am. Sujata, ma'am. Dr. In University of Delhi, we have a library. Yes, we have used a small data set, a mimic third data set. In that, we have a complete computer science practical libraries where we use these types of models, machine learning techniques and models to go through these types of data analysis. Thank you.
Can you tell me the specification of your NVIDIA GPU, ma'am?
What is your question, ma'am? Specification of?
Specification of GPU.
Yes, ma'am.
Because traditionally this works fine. Why do you choose GPU for your project?
Actually, our model is a 5-layer model. So we have actually that type of a specification of data. We have taken mimic 3 datas. So we require that type of a specification machine learning tools to implement on that.
Specification.
Oh, specifications.
Spe-
What your
uh, Specification of your GPU, ma'am.
A100 GPUs, na?
Actually, I don't think so. Anybody has NVDA in India. Because in Savita Engineering College, we do have NVDA GPU processor for accessing
Delhi
projects and
University,
doing
ma'am,
research.
Delhi
I don't
University,
think so.
we have a facility of that type of GPUs.
Okay.
Memory bandwidth is your 1.6.
That's what I need to know some specification.
That we have
Okay,
in
okay.
computers library.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. Thank you, ma'am, for the presentation. Now I would like to move forward to the next presenter for the paper titled Hybrid Framework for Epileptic Seizure Detection Using Wavelets and ML Classifiers under the code 619. I request the author to kindly take the virtual stage and begin their presentation.
Hello, madam. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, your entire screen is visible.
Okay, madam. Good evening, all. Today I will be presenting a topic called Hybrid Framework for Epileptic Seizure Detection using Wavelength and ML Classifier. Firstly, I would like to thank the organizer for giving the opportunity to present my paper. With respect to abstract, as we all know, epilepsy is a severe neurological illness, and in this particular paper, we are proposing a hybrid framework using VWT system and wavelets. And here we are manual EEG inspection is time consuming. Also, as we all know, it takes more time, and also it's the error code. So we go for automated system and need for automated reliable seizure detection. As we all know, seizure is just like a variation in a electrical signal of brain, and the leverage signal processing and machine learning for better performance. Here we are using machine learning for better performance. With respect to introduction, epileptic seizure results from abnormal electrical discharges in the brain. Here, EEG is a key diagnostic tool. Electroendogram is the electro tool that manually analyzing the time consuming and error code. As I said earlier, here our intention is we need to reduce the time to diagnose the brain illness, and also it must be error free. And automated detection using software is more reliable. It provides a more reliable system than manually doing, and it is more efficient. Here, effective feature extraction from EEG data is a crucial for accurate diagnosis. And with respect to objectives, we have 3 objectives. First one is a develop a hybrid wavelength machine learning framework for seizure detection. And second one is the use DWT for feature extraction and optimization techniques. Here we will going to individually analyze the each and every images. And the last, compare performance using a standard classifier and matrices. With respect to data sets used is, one is the Bonn University EEG data set. These are the freely available data sets. And here we have categorized it into 2 sets of data sets. One is the set A, that is healthy data set, and one more is the set B, that is the variation data sets. And we have used the pre-processed EEG segments for user for the analysis. This is with respect to methodology. Initially, we are considering the EEG data set, that is the bond data set, that is A and E, as I said earlier, healthy and seizure data set, and we are doing a DWT. And finally, we are extracting the features like energy, mean, skewness, and also something like that. And finally, dimensionally reduced PSO we will get, that is nothing but optimization techniques. And here we are using the three techniques. One is the K nearest neighbor, and one more is the SVM classifier, and one more is the SVM robust specifier, that is the support vector machine for the classification of the images. And finally, we are getting the output of classifier output. That is, here our intention is we need to categorize the data into healthy as well as Caesar data set. So we are getting the output as the Caesar data set and normal as well as non-Caesar data set. And with respect to wavelength techniques, here we are using some wavelength techniques like HAR and DB4 and DC+. Next is the, with respect to dimensionality reduction, we have used the three algorithms. One is the PSO algorithm, as I have shown in the previous figure, and one more is the GWO. GWO is nothing but Green-Wolf optimization, and one more is the 5-play algorithm. Particularly, 5-play algorithm is used for the intensity to guide the clustering. As we all know, clustering is nothing but we are going to categorize or we are going to make a group of the objects. And with respect to results, the proposed method using the SYMX wavelength and GWO for a dimensionality reduction. And here I have specified the accuracy of that particular model with respect to sensitivity as well as specificity. Here I have used the RBF SVM and LSSVM, KNN. For our model, we are getting the almost accuracy as the 93.3%. With respect to conclusion, this is one of the best classification results, and here we are using the wavelength extraction software. And the proposed framework is accurate, efficient, and also reliable. As I said earlier, here our intention is we must get a reliable system, so we are achieving a reliable system. With respect to future enhancement, we can extend the multi-class Caesar data types. Here we have used only two data types. One is healthy and one more is unhealthy. And next, with respect to future works, we can apply in a real-time clinical settings. This is what we have done. This is with respect to data sets which are available in the internet. And third one is the integrate with IoT-based wearable device. As of now, we have not used any IoT devices. For the feature extraction, we can use the IoT wearable. These are all the references I have gone through. Thank you. Is there any queries?
Thank you so much, sir, for this presentation. The floor is open for any
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sir, how early your project identifies this Caesar?
Ma'am, actually, in data sets itself, we are identifying, ma'am, by using the feature extractions techniques, ma'am.
How early your project identifies this Caesar, sir?
For particular Caesars, right, ma'am? Hello? Hello, ma'am? Hello?
Sir, your voice is breaking a
Yes,
lot.
sir, proceed.
Stop presenting.
Clearly, means in the classification techniques, we are using different algorithms. No, those algorithms help us to identify the Caesars now.
No. In terms of accuracy, you are comparing with existing and other traditional methods, no, sir. Likewise, how early your project or your algorithm detects early this Caesar disease?
That's all I have to see now.
That is how you can measure your efficiency of your algorithm, no, sir.
Ma'am, as my knowledge, here we are using PSO and freely available GW algorithm. No, those algorithms help us to identify the Caesar now. Am I right, ma'am?
Justify that in terms of how early it detects. There are so many traditional algorithms which identifies this. You are not the only researcher who identified this Caesar using any techniques, CNN or any NML algorithm or anything. No, sir.
Ma'am, actually,
That's
this
what my question
particular
is.
method is validated by using some classification performance algorithms like RBF kernel and these are, ma'am.
Ultimately, you are going to find, identify the disease, no, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
That is what your objective is. That's what, how early it detects.
That one only I'm saying, ma'am, by using a DW, DW, and RBF.
Okay, sir.
These are
May I know the columns? How may I know the number of columns in your data set?
ma'am, actually, it's 50, ma'am, 50.
Okay, sir.
Can I stop sharing, ma'am?
Yes, so please stop sharing.
Yes,
Is
sir.
there anyone in the meet whose presentation is left?
Thank you, ma'am.
Please unmute yourselves. Everyone is finished with their presentation. I would request our session chair to kindly switch on their camera and say a few words if they want to about the session so that we can end it.
Thank you very much for the nice presentation. I found some really interesting works, and it was an honor and a pleasure to chair this session. And I hope to see you, all of you, soon, hopefully in presence in another conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. With this,
Thank you.
I would like to request switch on their camera once for a screenshot photograph, and then we can end this meet. Everyone, please switch on your camera.